Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhaktasevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Prahlad pacifies Lord Nrsimhadev with prayers. Text 50. Tatate arhatam namah stuti karma puja karma smritischaranayo shravanam kathayam samsevaya tvai vineti shadangya kim bhaktim jana param hansagato labeta. Therefore, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all persons, to whom prayers are offered, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you because without rendering six kinds of devotional service unto you, offering prayers, dedicating all the results of activities, worshipping you, working on your behalf, always remembering your lotus feet and hearing about your glories, who can achieve that which is meant for the Paramhansas? So here he mentioned six kinds of devotional service, but it's all part of those 9 devotional services he mentioned earlier. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So basically those are the 9, those are the core, and rest, like Rupa Goswami has expanded on them in Nectar of Devotion. He said 64 items of devotional service, but they are all based on those 9 that Prahlad Maharaj gave. So this is what Prahlad Maharaj is saying, that let me be always engaged in these services. Because there is nothing else who can achieve that which is meant for Paramahamsas. The Vedas enjoin Nayamatma Pravachanena. One cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead simply by studying the Vedas and offering prayers. Only by the grace of the Supreme Lord can one understand Him. The process of understanding the Lord, therefore, is bhakti. Without bhakti, simply following the Vedic injunctions to understand the absolute truth will not be helpful at all. The process of bhakti is understood by the Paramhansa, one who has accepted the essence of everything. The results of bhakti are reserved for such a Paramhansa, and this stage cannot be obtained by any Vedic process other than devotional service. Other processes such as jnana and yoga, which can be successful only when mixed with bhakti. When we speak of jnana yoga, karma yoga, dhyana yoga, the word yoga indicates bhakti. Because yoga means to link with the Supreme, to link jnana with the Supreme, to link karma with the Supreme, to link dhyana with the Supreme. And it cannot happen without bhakti. Bhakti yoga or buddhi yoga executed with intelligence and full knowledge is the only successful method for going back home, back to Godhead. If one wants to be liberated from the pangs of material existence, he should take to devotion service for quick attainment of this goal. But the problem is sometimes people think bhakti is just too simple. It cannot award us the ultimate or best or the perfection. Or bhakti is for only for sentimentalists. Bhakti is for weak people. Bhakti is for old people. They have so many misconceptions about bhakti, but it is not true. Prahlad Maharaj, 5-year-old, and he told his friends from Gurukul, you should start bhakti now. And it's the most powerful process. Without bhakti, nothing can take us back. Even jnana is not complete, karma is definitely not complete, dhyana is not complete without bhakti. Shri Narad Uvacha Etavad Varnito Guno Bhaktya Bhaktena Nirguna Prahadam Pranatam Prito Yat Manyura Bhashata. The great saint Narad said, so Narad Muni, as we know, is speaking to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Thus, Lord Nrsimhadev was pacified by the devotee Prahlad Maharaj with prayers offered from the transcendental platform. The Lord gave up his anger and being very kind to Prahlad, who was offering prostrated obeisances, he spoke as follows. The word nirguna is important. The Mayavadi philosophers accept the absolute truth as nirguna or nirakar. The word nirguna refers to one who possesses no material qualities. Nirguna doesn't mean no guna, no qualities. It means no material qualities. He has all the spiritual, all the qualities are transcendent. The Lord, being full of spiritual qualities, gave up all his anger and spoke to Prahlad. So even his anger was transcendental. It is not material, not like we, when we get angry, then and we can only do some destruction, but not the Lord. Shri Bhagwan Vacha, Prahad Bhadram Bhadram Te, Prito Aham Te Asurottama, Varam Vrinishva Abhimatam, Kama Puro Asmi Aham Nrina. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Prahlad, most gentle one, best of the family of the Asuras, all good fortune unto you. I'm very much pleased with you. It is my pastime to fulfill the desires of all living beings. And therefore, you may ask from me any benediction that you desire to be fulfilled. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Bhaktavatsan. The Supreme Personality was very much affectionate to his devotees. It is not very extraordinary that the Lord offered his devotee all benedictions. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, in effect, I fulfill the desires of everyone. Since you are my devotee, whatever you want for yourself will naturally be given. But if you pray for anyone else, that prayer also will be fulfilled. That is the beauty of the Lord and the beauty of bhakti. So much of intimate relationship between the Lord and his devotee. Thus, if we approach the Supreme Lord or his devotee, or if we are blessed by a devotee, naturally we'll automatically achieve the benedictions of the Supreme Lord. Yasya prasada bhakti prasada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that if one pleases the Vaishnava spiritual master, all of one's desires will be fulfilled. And another thing to note here is Lord Narasimha Dev, he's going to give whatever benedictions, just like Dhruv Maharaj also got so many benedictions from the Lord, although he didn't want any. And same here, Prahlad Maharaj will not ask for anything. And on the other hand, Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for 100 celestial years. And he asked for all sorts of benedictions from Brahmaji. And Prahlad Maharaj, what kind of austerities he performed? He just performed bhakti, no austerities, like Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu tested his faith, his bhakti, his potency. And the Lord helped him, helped Prahlad Maharaj in every way to protect him. Hiranyakashipu could not even just like this, Baal bhi banka nahi kar paye, could not even hurt him a little. And now the Supreme Lord is saying, ask me for some benedictions. I'm ready to give you anything, whatever you ask me. So obviously, bhakti process is very, very potent. And to such an extent, the Supreme Lord wants to give him and he does not want anything. On the other hand, Hiranyakashipu did his tapasya and he wanted immortality. And Brahmaji said, no, you cannot be. I cannot give you that benediction. Huge, huge difference. There is no comparison at all, actually. Mama prinat ayush manda darshanam durlabham hime drishtva mamna punarjantur atmanam taptum arhati. My dear Prahlad, may you live a long life. One cannot appreciate or understand me without pleasing me, but one who has seen or pleased me has nothing more for which to lament for his own satisfaction. See, this is the beauty of bhakti. May you live a long time. Hiranyakashipu was not given this benediction that he will live a long time. He was only given benediction that he will not die by this way or that way or here or there. And in 5 years, just 5 years, Narasimhadev came and killed him. But Prahlad Maharaj lived a long life. He's still alive actually in Sutaloka. One cannot be happy under any circumstances unless one pleases the Supreme Personality of God. But one who has learned how to please the Supreme Lord need no longer lament for his material condition. And he does not lament actually. He's always happy. This is a beauty. Sudama was not lamenting about his material condition. And his wife asked him to go to Krishna, to Dwarkadish. He didn't want to go. And even though he went there, he did not ask for anything. He was happy. His wife, although his wife was also not unhappy in that condition, but because she said, my husband, why is he suffering so much? She wanted him to get something so he doesn't have to beg everywhere. And when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Khola Vecha Sridhar, he didn't have anything materially. He had a hut. Whenever we go to Mayapur, I can show you the place. ISKCON has built a small structure over there. It's not a hut anymore, but it's a brick structure. He just had a hut. That's it. With the roof, it had so many holes in the roof, and all he had as a possession was a iron pot, and which had so many dents. It is mentioned that even the most desperate thief would think 1,000 times before stealing it. The clothes that he would wear, he would just pick up the clothes from the street where people would leave the clothes, throw them away, just pick them up and go wear them. And even if the clothes get old, and now is the fashion of tattered jeans, and he was wearing those tattered clothes, and whatever the holes, there was not even room for any stitching. So he would just bind them. Two sides of the hole he would pick and just tie a knot, and he would just wear it. That's it. But he would every day he would bring the banana leaves and the fruits and whatever the banana tree products to the market to sell. And he would use 50% of his profits in the worship of Mother Ganges every day. But he was so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Nimai, that Nimai would go every day to his shop to bargain, to fight. Of course, this was more of a devotional reciprocation. Every day Nimai would go to Khola Vecha Sridhar's house. And Khola Vecha Sridhar would also give him that Loki, whatever was growing on his hut's roof, and that was like a delicacy for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for Nimai. And he would take the Loki home, and Mother Shachi would cook it. Because Nimai was tasting the devotional service, the love of Khola Vecha Sridhar. And he never asked for anything material. No, I don't want that. Even though Nimai gave him, when he was giving the darshan, Nimai gave him benediction. He said, all I want is I should never forget that form of Nimai who used to come to my shop to fight with me. That's all I know. I mean, frankly speaking, how many of us can even say these words or think of that kind of benediction? That's what devotee. That's why these devotees are mentioned in the scriptures. Those are our ideals. Text 54. Kridanti hiyatamam dhira sarva bhavena sadhva shreyas kama mahabhaga sarva samashisham patim. My dear Prahlad, you are very fortunate. Please know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows, for I am the only person who can fulfill all the desires of everyone. So, so it's not Brahmaji or Shivji fulfills the desires, it's Krishna or the Lord Himself does. The words dhira sarva bhavena do not mean in whichever way you like. Bhav is a preliminary condition of love of God. The bhav stage is a final division before one reaches love of God. The word sarva bhava means that one can love the Supreme Personality of Godhead in different transcendent modes of mellows, beginning with dasya, sakhya, vatsalyam, and madhurya. In the shanta stage, one is on the border of loving service to the Lord. Pure love of Godhead begins from dasya stage and develops to sakhya, vatsalya, and then madhurya. Still, in any of these five mellows, one can render loving service to the Supreme Lord. Since our main business is to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can render service from any of the above mentioned platforms of love. Of course, this is mentioned in more detail by Prabhupada in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. But he's trying to make sure that we understand when the Lord says Sarva Bhavena Sadhava, that bhav means the bhav bhakti, not bhavukta. Bhavukta and bhav are completely different. And bhav means a stage before prem bhakti. Text 55. Shri Narada Vacha Evam Pralobhyam Mano Api Varar Loka Pralobhana Ekantitvad Bhagavati Nechatatana Surottama. Narad Muni said, Prahlad Maharaj was the best person in the family of the Asuras who always aspire for material happiness. Means the Asuras always aspire, not Prahlad Maharaj. Nonetheless, although allured by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who offered him all benedictions for material happiness, because of his unalloyed Krishna consciousness, he did not want to take any material benefit for sense gratification. Pure devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruv Maharaj do not aspire for any material benefit at any stage of devotional service. When the Lord was present before Dhruv Maharaj, Dhruv did not want to take any material benefit from the Lord. Swamin Kritarthvasmin Varam Nayache. As a pure devotee, he could not ask the Lord for any material benefit. In this regard, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed us, Na dhanam na janam na sundari, kavitam va jagadishka. O my Lord Jagdish, I do not pray for benedictions by which to achieve material wealth, popularity, or beauty. My only desire is to serve you. Kindly engage me in the service of the servant of your servant. So this is the mood of devotee. And this mood is, it just doesn't come just all of a sudden. Slowly, when we become mature in our sadhana bhakti and then bhav bhakti, prema bhakti, then automatically the material detachment happens. We don't even care for that. That's a mode of devotee. And for their own maintenance, they don't need anything. The Lord provides everything. He himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. He himself says. So he will provide, and he does provide. He does provide. And it says Yoga Kshemam Vahami Aham. He provides himself. He doesn't even get it done through somebody else. No, he himself provides. So the Lord wants to serve his devotee, devotee wants to serve the Lord, and that's it. What else we want? Nothing else. And that's the beauty of bhakti. That's the sweetness of bhakti that keeps the devotees always, always, always engaged in devotion service. They don't want anything else. And this is something that people in general cannot understand. What is this? These guys, they don't want anything else. We'll see. Dhruv Maharaj, he did not ask for anything, although Lord gave him everything. He did not ask, and he did not even want it. As a matter of duty or service, he accepted. Otherwise, he didn't want it. So thus ends the seventh canto, ninth chapter. Prahlad pacifies Lord Nrsimhadev with prayers. So we still have some more time. We can start the 10th chapter. Prahlad, the best among exalted devotees. So many chapters are dedicated to this story of Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu and Lord Nrsimhadev. Next one. Shri Narad Uvacha. Bhakti Yogasya Tat Sarvam Antarayataya Yarbhaka Manyamano Rishikesham Smayamano Vachaha. The Saint Narad Muni continued. Although Prahlad Maharaj was only a boy when he heard the benedictions offered by Lord Nrsimhadev, he considered them impediments on the path of devotional service. Thus he smiled very mildly and spoke as follows. Material achievements are not the ultimate goal of devotional service. The ultimate goal of devotional service is love of Godhead. Therefore, although Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, and many devotee kings were materially very opulent, they accepted the material opulence in the service of the Lord, not for their personal sense gratification. Of course, possessing material opulence is also fearful because the influence of material opulence is directed from devotions, never misdirected by material opulence. On the contrary, whatever he possesses, he engages 100% in the service of the Lord. When one is allured by material possessions, they are considered to be given by Maya. But when one uses material possessions fully for service, they are considered God's gifts or facilities offered by Krishna for enhancing one's devotional service. So this is the test, the litmus test, or the criteria, whether we are making progress or not, means how much we are attached and how much we get allured by material possessions. How much we use those possessions in our service or in the service of Krishna. Yeah, Prabhupada says he uses 100%, 100% in the service of the Lord, not for himself. Again, this is a test for us to look at ourselves, not to judge others. So let's not get into that ego trap. It's for ourselves. It's okay if we have attachments because we are living here in the material world with material consciousness. But only thing we can pray to the Lord, we can that please engage me more in your service so I can give up all these attachments, not the possessions, but the attachment to those possessions. Shri Prahad Uvacha Mam pralobhyotpatya saktam kameshu tervara tatasanga bhito nirvinno mumukshas tvam upashritaha. Prahlad Maharaj said, My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because I was born in an atheistic family, I'm naturally attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, kindly do not tempt me with these illusions. I'm very much afraid of material conditions and desire to be liberated from materialistic life. It is for this reason that I have taken shelter of your lotus feet. So simple and so humble. He says, I'm naturally attached. He was not at all attached. Materialistic life means attachment to the body and everything in relationship to the body. So that is materialistic life, and that's what we have in abundance. This attachment is based on lusty desires for sense gratification, specifically sexual enjoyment. When one is too attached to material enjoyment, he is bereft of all knowledge, Rita Jnana. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, those who are attached to material enjoyment are mostly inclined to worship the demigods, to procure various material opulences. They are especially attached to worship of the goddess Durga and Lord Shiva because this transcendental couple can offer their devotees all material opulence. Prahlad Maharaj, however, was detached from all material enjoyment. He therefore took shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha there, and not the feet of any demigod. It is to be understood that if one really wants release from this material world, from the threefold miseries, and from Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, birth, death, old age, and disease, one must take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For without the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot get release from materialistic life. Atheistic men are very much attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, if they get some opportunity to achieve more and more material enjoyment, they take it. Prahlad Maharaj, however, was very careful in this. Although born of a materialistic father, because he was a devotee, he had no material desires. This was position of Prahlad Maharaj. And also, although Krishna says that I take away everything of somebody who I really bless. And that verse or that whole context comes in 11th canto. To actually, it was told to Yudhishthira Maharaj, I take away everything if I love somebody. But here, Narasimhadev is giving to Prahlad Maharaj. He said, whatever you want, I'm ready to give you. Dhruv Maharaj, he gave everything. He didn't even want. Dhruv Maharaj didn't even want. Even Prahlad Maharaj didn't even want. But he will get everything, material. Because now the Lord knows these devotees, they'll not get distracted. They'll not misuse the opulence. They will not get attached to the opulence. So his main reason of taking away everything is not that he wants money or opulence. He has everything in full. He wants to take away our attachment to this opulence. Whether the opulence is in terms of money or beauty or knowledge or renunciation or strength or whatever, he just takes it away. So we don't get attached, so that we surrender fully, take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, nothing else. That's what the Lord wants. Then we are eligible to go back to the spiritual world. That's his main purpose. Okay, so I'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji, for the very nice explanation. So now, like, I am fearful hearing from you that Krishna says, I will take away everything. So at a neophyte stage, if I hear like that, so it makes me more gives me more fear, thinking that what if Krishna will take away everything. So I just wanted to know that, like devotee hankers to get the receive the mercy from the Lord, or love from the Lord, same way Krishna also hankers to receive the reciprocation from the pure devotee. Krishna is also a jealous Lord.
Not jealous. He can only see when we are jealous of others because we think others have something more than we do. Nobody has anything more than Krishna does, so he will not get jealous. Why would he get jealous?
So
All he wants to do is remove any impediments, any obstacles in our path or in our progress. That's all.
like to Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Krishna understood that they are totally out of this material attachment. Hence, Krishna has bestowed with all the material opulences. So those who are not totally detached from the material world, so that means Krishna will slowly and gradually, if we ourselves will not understand or come to this path, so Krishna himself will take us to his path, removing everything naturally. So this is going to happen.
See, idea is to remove the attachments,
Hmm.
not the opulences. Now, if the opulence is an obstacle,
Hmm.
then we are asking Krishna, Hare Krishna, right? We are chanting, we are asking Krishna, please engage me in your service.
Hmm.
He
Yes.
says, okay. So something is bothering, something is an obstacle we cannot remove, and we are praying to him, please engage me in your service. So he will remove that. Okay, come to my service.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
So we are asking, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
and at the time of death, Mrityu Sarvarasham, as death, he's going to take away everything anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So why we are so attached?
Yes, so better to use our opulences in the service of Krishna from now onward. If Krishna has to come, then the things will go in a different way. Maybe if sometime we won't be able to accept it because of our own weaknesses and all. So better to be on this path by our own understanding and endeavor.
Yeah, better we keep on serving, keep on making progress, and leave everything up to Krishna. That's all.
Right, Prabhuji, right.
And he
I was
himself says, "Na yoga kshemam vaham I provide you what you lack, and I protect what you have." But problem is, if we are not making progress enough, according to him, then like it says, no, desperate times need desperate measures.
true. The
So
level
he's
of
ready to give us everything. He's ready to give us spiritual world. And we said, no, I just want that little bit, a broken piece of glass here in the material. So you're a rascal. You're nonsense.
yes, Prabhuji. So when Krishna will come and take away everything, that time Krishna will equally give us that much of endurance to or acceptance to um, see the situation as it is, right? It is not like we will become like to the devastated state and then we won't be able to at all proceed
Mm,
further.
varies from person to person.
Again, yes,
It
right.
varies. Independence is still there.
Hmm.
We'll read about an Avanti Brahman in 11th canto. It's a wonderful story.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prahlad Maharaj having everything, Prahlad Maharaj's realization is like he do not want anything. He just want the mercy of the Lord and pure devotion.
Yeah.
And I'm just I was just thinking that what is my position? And my position is like nowhere at all. So
Oh, we all are in the same boat. We all are. But this is the real mercy of the Lord when He takes away everything. So He is removing all the obstacles. Of course, we don't understand, and many times people around us who are not into devotion service, they'll say, "See what happened? You were doing bhakti, and see what happened. You didn't even get anything."
yes,
They'll,
yes, Prabhuji.
they'll always be there to discourage. But this is what scriptures do. They make our faith stronger and stronger.
Correct.
Prahlad Maharaj is at the level of Bhava Bhakti. We are in the beginning stages. Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajan Kriya. Even that is not going on properly.
Mm.
Rupa Goswami says, right? Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, then Nishtha. Are we at the stage of Nishtha? We're not even doing Bhajan Kriya or Sadhu Sangha properly. Then Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. It's
Prabhuji,
a long way to go.
yes, the first stage is itself, Shraddha itself is faith, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, yeah.
So that itself means that I have a hazy faith, like to Krishna, sometimes yes and sometimes no. So I'm struggling in the first level itself. What to talk about Nishtha or other bhajna kriyas?
Yeah, so for that to come to that stage is what? Bhajan Kriya and Sadhu Sangha. And then Anartha Nivritti will start happening. So these two processes, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, has to be very strong. And then slowly we make progress.
Yes, Prabhuji. So Shraddha is like almost all about like firm conviction. So if
No, firm conviction is Nishtha. Then we are fixed up.
oh yes,
Shraddha means the wavery phase.
right.
But
Thank you so
yes,
much.
yes, we have a long way to go. Long way to go.
I know about myself, but please, Prabhuji, don't include yourself.
I know myself, right?
Yeah.
You
I
don't know me.
exactly understand your position, and then the way you explain it is with so much of emotion, as if you are taking us to that world while explaining everything. So thank you so much. Prabhuji.
Just like a TV actor who's just playing the part. I have no realizations.
Actually, that is the symptom of a pure devotee who speaks always like that.
I don't know. Only pure devotee should be able to recognize another pure devotee. I'm not.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Shashi Prabhu, yes, you have a question or comment?
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी, एक शंका बहुत दिनों से दिमाग में चल रही है। अभी जो आपने प्रहलाद महाराज के जो मटेरियलिस्टिक जो भी उनको ऑफरिंग हुई, वो ऑफरिंग उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट ना करके प्रभु के चरणों में जो भी स्थान वो पाने की उन्होंने प्रभु से रिक्वेस्ट करी। तो सेम मैनर में जब हम किसी भी मतलब डिवोशनल पाथ पर चलते हैं, तो इस पर्टिकुलर शारीरिक मटेरियलिस्टिक बॉडी में जो भी हमारे कर्तव्य हैं, एज जैसे ही हमने बर्थ लिया, जो भी हमारे कर्तव्य हैं, उन कर्तव्यों में से एक कर्तव्य मातृ और पितृ का भी है। माता और पिता के लिए भी कर्तव्य है। तो मेरी शंका ये है कि आप 2-3 भाई बहन हैं और मातृ पितृ का जो सेवा का भाव या सेवा का जो फल है, वो किसी एक को ही प्राप्त होता है। बाकी सबको उतना नहीं प्राप्त होता। तो इसका लॉजिक या इसका जो मतलब निचोड़ है, हालांकि हो सकता है जो जिसको नहीं प्राप्त हो रहा उसको भगवान ने समर्थ काफी दिया हो, पर उसको वो फल सेवा वाला फल नहीं मिल रहा। तो मैं ये समझना चाहता हूँ, ये पिछले कर्मों से कहीं जुड़ा हुआ होता है, बिकॉज कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता था कि मैं अपने माता पिता को ज्यादा बढ़िया सेवा कर सकता था रादर मेरे और भाई बहनों से। तो पर मुझे वो सेवा कम करने का अवसर मिला। तो और इसी पर्टिकुलर शंका से मैं कई बार सोचता हूँ कि मैं क्या वाकई में ही मैंने अपने कर्तव्य सही वे में निर्वहन किए, उनको किया या नहीं किया। तो और कई बारी बड़ा बुरा भी फील होता है कि यस मैं वो नहीं कर पाया, या वो कोई और मतलब किसी और भाई ने किया। तो ये शंका काफी दिनों से चल रही है दिमाग में, पर मैं ये समझना चाहता हूँ इसका मतलब लॉजिक, बैकग्राउंड या हिस्ट्री क्या है, और मतलब इससे इस शंका से निकलने का समाधान क्या है?
See, as you said, there's so many things involved कि कर्म भी हो सकता है पिछले जन्म का, किसको क्या सेवा मिलेगी, बट एट द सेम टाइम यस करनी भी चाहिए। माँ बाप की सेवा डेफिनेटली करनी चाहिए, जितनी भी हो सके, जैसे भी हो सके। अब हर एक की सेवा भी अलग अलग होती है ना। अब 5 उंगलियां तो एक सी होती नहीं, हर उंगली का काम अलग अलग है, हर उंगली की लेंथ और स्ट्रेंथ अलग अलग है, पर हर उंगली की सेवा अलग अलग है। तो जस्ट लाइक आपने जैसे भी की होगी अच्छे से की होगी, और भाई बहनों ने और भी अच्छे से की होगी, तो अलग अलग तरीके से की होगी, बट द बेस्ट सेवा फ्रॉम माँ बाप, अगेन दैट ऑल्सो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। ये अभी आएगा प्रहलाद महाराज के केस में। उसके फादर तो असुर, नॉट जस्ट असुर, बेस्ट ऑफ द असुर, और जिन्होंने उसको मारने की कोशिश की थी। और प्रहलाद महाराज भगवान से कहते हैं आप मेरे को कुछ देना ही चाहते हो ना, तो मेरे को ये दो कि मेरे पिता को मोक्ष दे दो, लिबरेट कर दो। दिस इज द बेस्ट सेवा एज ए सन कैन डू। कि आई डोंट नो आपके माता पिता जीवित हैं कि नहीं है, मेरे को नहीं पता। तो अगर नहीं भी हैं, अगर हैं तो बहुत बढ़िया है, नहीं भी हैं तो अगर आप जो भक्ति कर रहे हो उसका फल उनको भी मिलेगा, चाहे वो अगला जन्म ले चुके हैं तो उसका फल उनको इस जन्म में भी मिलेगा, चाहे जिस रूप में जिस घर में भी उनको जन्म हुआ है। ये सबसे बड़ी सेवा है, क्योंकि आप उनके लिए रास्ता बना रहे हो कि ताकि वो भी भगवान के धाम वापस जा सके। फिजिकल सेवा भी करनी चाहिए, फाइनेंशियली भी करनी चाहिए, और भी जिस तरह भी हो सके इमोशनली, सब तरीके से करनी चाहिए, बट बेस्ट सेवा इज दिस स्पिरिचुअल। तो आप अच्छे से आप अपनी भक्ति करो तो उसका फल उनको मिलेगा, पक्का मिलेगा।
थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा।
यू वेलकम। हरे कृष्ण। चलो, I guess we can stop here. You all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai
हरे
Shri Prabhupada.
कृष्ण, जय श्री
हरे
प्रभुपाद।
कृष्ण प्रभु जी, जय श्री प्रभुपाद।